Hello, this is Arthur again, and today we have a 2019 Audi Q5 2.0 Quattro. It has 124,000 miles. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead, do so. It really helps me out with getting more views, and if you can, watch my other videos as well to help the channel grow. And as far as this car goes, it is here for an issue with a drivetrain. I was trying to show you what is happening in the beginning of the video, but you kind of have to feel it to be able to see what is going on. Whenever you turn left or right, feels like the drivetrain is binding. To me, it feels like the center differential is locked. That's what usually happens with cars that have a 4x4 locking function between front and rear axles. This one feels like it is locked all the time. It's only supposed to lock at certain times, and this one, whenever you're driving, it feels like it is binding left or right you're turning. So, and I think the issue is the transfer case, and I recommend that we go ahead and replace it. I did reach out to the dealership to see if I can find a replacement part, and they did quote me around $3,000 for a new one. However, it is not available. They don't know when is it gonna come, and also they told me that there's 40 other cars waiting for the same part in line. So I guess it's a common problem. I haven't seen one before, but these cars are fairly new, so they usually go through a dealer. So I recommended to the owner that we find a used one. There is always a chance that when you buy a used part, you don't know if it's working or not. I typically don't like going with used parts because of that. Also, you know, I'd rather put a new one and make sure it's correct to the car and it works. But at this time, there's not really that many options to choose from, and he agreed, and we went ahead and I found a used transfer case from eBay, and I'm going to go ahead and install it on this car, and I'll show some of the pointers what to look out for when you're installing and what fluid I'll be using, and I'll tell you if it worked or no. So let's check it out. This is the transfer case that comes on these cars. There are a few different versions of this, and I was able to find the one that goes on this particular model. You can see some of the part numbers that go on the controller over here. Once I get the old one out, I'll compare it to see if there's any difference, but I don't believe there should be. Okay, here are the transfer cases, both of them. This is the one that was on the car, and I removed that one, and this is the one that is gonna go on. The part number sticker is actually gone on this one, but in the listing it was the same part number. I believe there are some that has an ending in G, and I think they're interchangeable if I'm not mistaken, because when I was getting part numbers from a dealership, the one they were giving me was the one that was ending in G, and this one ends in C, the one that was on the car. So I'm thinking the G is probably the updated version or something, so this should work with this one. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little bit what I took to replace the transfer case. This is the new one in. I haven't put in fluid yet. So in order to replace it, you have to drop the exhaust from this middle section, and as well as from the rear, these corners. There are brackets you gotta undo, and it comes off, pulls back, and then you have to remove these bolts that connect to the drive shaft to the differential. Center support bearing needs to be unbolted, as well as this heat shield unbolted to give you a little bit more access to move it back. And then over here you have this clamp that you have to open, and once you open, there is a seal, that protective boot over it, that kind of helps it to hold this on, dust doesn't go in. So then once you yank this back, actually this pops back. There's like little clips that hold onto the shaft, and you're able to pull this back. And then you disconnect the connector here, undo this, and then there are 4 bolts that hold the transfer case down to the transmission. It is the same transfer case. I looked at it, everything is the same pretty much. All the gears are the same, everything fits back correctly. The fluid I was able to get from Audi. This is the one G055. There are 2 types, 052 gear oil, and this one is the one that goes in the transfer case. I'm going to go ahead and put it and then go for test drive and see how it feels. Pretty straightforward replacement. One of the easier transfer cases I've done. It's not bad. The problem was finding the part mostly and waiting for arrival, I guess. So if this is a fix, that will be it. If this didn't fix the problem, I'll let you guys know in a video. As far as this repair goes, I think this is gonna be it for this one. So if you do end up replacing the transfer case with the actuator, you do have to program it to the car. I ended up reusing the old actuator on it, and I drove the car for about 5-6 miles, and it's fine. There's no more dragging when turning. It's smooth. So the issue is in the actual transfer case itself. This one is not good. This one was probably okay, but I didn't want to deal with reprogramming it, so I just reused the old one. In case if you do have a problem with yours, you can buy one without the actuator as long as yours works. There's a lot of them for sale on eBay without the actuator. Okay, hopefully this video helps. Thank you.